So far, not so great. Oh my god. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, absolutely not. What the fuck?
You got wheel damage.
You've got wheel damage.
I tried to go flat.
You've got damage on the left side.
You still got wheel damage.
What?
Yeah.
How am I? How?
Both your left side fenders are caved in.
From what?
From the wall.
When? It just reset. How did this happen? I could break so much earlier for this corner, and I'm not sure why.
Also, we are live now.
Oh boy.
Might as well stream some practice.
I hope I'm not judged too hard. I'm trying to drive on like a minuscule screen. Oh wow, I got friendly with that cone. Oh hello, friend. Oh hi, Mark. Bye, Mark. Okay, we have fucking Andre coming up. Oh boy. Do I still have wheel damage?
Yes.
Are you fucking shitting me?
No.
I'm just cursed. How has this happened? The wheel feels straight. I don't know why it isn't fixing itself. That could have been better. Went a little deep into turn one. Oh, the understeer. I can't tell if that's a setup of my crunched car. Oh,
Scary hill. How's it feel through there?
dude. Two little lifts, like just teeny lifts. Oh, fucking Christ.
You saved it though.
That turn is sketchier than I remember, and I can't tell if it's because of the understeer, and I also can't tell if it's because of my broken Escobar. Hmm. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, fuck.
We got wheel damage.
Yeah.
You've got wheel damage.
There it is.
Hmm.
How about we do this?
On my end, the car did not have any wheel damage before the car munch. Like, the car looks fine. Yeah, no, I don't think... No, my car wasn't damaged for that lap. Something goofy's just happening. Okay. Something feels real fucking weird.
You've got damage on the left side.
Bless.
Just blast.
Oh, I knew it was gonna go deep.
green deep.
Should
So
probably address.
green deep.
Oh my.
That's so green.
Oh my god.
Those are Mercedes.
Oh my god.
The Mercedes.
I need to adjust my
Skill issue.
like FOV. Well, that too. But like, look what I'm seeing. What the fuck? I'm trying to drive like this.
Uh oh, Mercedes die.
I
Oh, so
put a
there's
picture.
somebody in this session named Henna Hakkinen.
Nice. What is this Ferrari doing? Oh,
He's existing.
oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Wait, he had his pit limiter on!
Oh my lord!
He had his pit limiter
BMW.
on! Bruh. Rescue, what you have your pit limiter on for, bro? You're on the racetrack. You don't need it.
Obeying the laws, though.
Also, I like how fucking everybody's using the gamer strat.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Look at how blind I am in
I see
racers.
it. I see it.
You see this shit?
Yeah.
I'm so blind. I need to adjust it so that I can at least see something. Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what? That picture is like the representation of like I bought a fucking like super nice LaFerrari just to put a fucking like Volkswagen inline four in it.
Oh my god.
Like, you got a fucking Moza KS wheel R12 and their nicest flagship pedals while you're running this on a laptop supported by an instrument and Lego boxes. Like, you legit bought the nicest sim equipment and you're supporting the laptop you're using to run this on a keyboard with Lego boxes.
This is not much better in terms of field of.
It's basically like running, like I said, a LaFerrari with the fucking Volkswagen inline four in it.
This is how all the gamers do it, though. Okay, well, I should be able to see better now, but I also won't be able to, like, see, if you know what I mean.
There's a number 69 Porsche behind you.
No!
It's green and red.
That's
It's Christmas colors.
Chris Kringle, get away from me. I have a stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, maybe that Ferrari had the right idea.
Yeah, I may have turned it off a little bit prematurely. Oh, imagine turning though. Oh my god. Oh, that's not good.
Man, he took out the DRS sign. How could you? Let him know where to hit DRS.
I did.
No, first and before you did win in the gravel trap.
Oh, fuck the other.
Yeah, you took out the DRS sign. I don't know where to hit DRS in a GT3 car.
Oh my god. I've seen quite a few people who just have absolutely curmunched rear asses. They've got all the DRS.
Well, funnily enough, that's actually not, like, completely wrong. There are GT3 cars out there that exist with DRS. It's just not these ones.
That do make sense.
I think it's like a special class called like GT3 Open or GT3 Unlimited or something like that. And they ran one of the cars down at Bathurst. It was a Mercedes with a DRS on it.
Is that the one that has the record, or is it?
Yeah. That's the one who absolutely annihilated the Bathurst record. Goddamn. Okay, GT3 Unrestricted. So currently, the fastest lap, it was set in an Audi R8 LMS, and it's a 159.291.
Okay. That is pretty quick.
For context, I think your pole lap was like
a 203.
Oh, is it 203? I thought it was like a 201.
Oh, absolutely not. It was like a mid 203, I think.
Also, did you see that Tion did a face reveal in the Discord?
I did. Yeah,
will
the car
say,
really strange through that section.
for my general rule for this track is if a curving has those little like bricks on the inside of the curb, like there, how you see those bricks on the left, that curb is safe to go over. That's my
Yeah.
rule. No, this one you still have to lift for. Yeah. You still stay
Definitely.
relatively fast through there while lifting.
It does feel more unstable than it used to, which is strange.
How does it feel more unstable?
It's trying to go out wide, so I have to lift more to stay to the left.
Just in that corner?
Yeah. And that's moving the weight off of the rear, which somehow makes it more oversteery in an understeery car. But honestly, it doesn't feel terrible. I'm just having to brake earlier and expect a lot of understeer.
Well, I mean, it feels worlds better in blue flats.
Feels the same. I gotta do the same shit basically that I usually would. That was horrible.
For me, it feels miles better in flip flats because before it felt nervous in flip flats.
That's fair, as long as it feels better. But yeah, I'm finding myself like oversteering the car. Not like the car is oversteering, but like I'm turning too much.
Oh, I think
Because
that
I'm,
might be a bit of a skill issue.
I guess so, because I'm expecting more rotation than it's giving me.
I mean,
There
I
might be a bit of
wouldn't
a skill
be.
issue that you can't drive the other setup, bitch. Oh god.
I wouldn't be opposed to adding more oversteer. It's just I don't. I'm worried about doing it so close to the race.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is safer. Not when I'm like being a little silly bitch and expecting it to rotate more and then causing a crash because of that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Like it definitely feels more stable through there when you're not touching the grass.
Unlike last night.
Well, I touched Corbage. Oh,
Yeah, we'll save it all.
significantly more understeer. Oh my god. I could have gone way better. Okay, for this corner, I found out last time that you have to slow down a lot more than I'm used to.
Yeah, that corner you have to be careful for because you carry a lot of speed from the carousel.
Strangely, the other setup felt more planted because, again, I'm finding myself having to be more cautious and I'm lifting, which is taking that weight off the rear and making it more unsettled.
I mean, we could try lowering the rear
Well,
end.
again, that's just, it's all down to like driver preference. I just gotta get used to this. If you two are happy with it, I can adapt.
Slow car ahead.
Uh-oh, be careful. Oh, it's a shitbox. It's a
Okay, let's
shitbox.
see how it feels through here.
This corner I have to brake for regardless.
Oh, fucking hell. That
That
was
that
a little bit goofy.
that jump
Car.
I have to brake for
Just set the
regardless.
fastest lap. 15.703.
Oh, whoa, that was extremely weird feeling. Okay. Well, we're gonna get a lap done, I think. Well, actually, let's see what this is. Not about the same. Ooh, that's a lie. A lot of understeer. Well, that kind of screwed the run onto the straight, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know. This feels Wonkalicious a little bit.
So you set 825 or 826.
That's not terrible. On full fuel, I'm usually around like an 821. Ay, ay, ay. The understeer is killing me though.
I was a
Oh,
South
it's
African
crashing.
driver in GT4. His name was Ross Bartle.
What? I think I know a little bit the cause of the understeer.
Okay.
Some of it is down to me being like,
Feel issue?
I mean, technically yes, because I'm in a new setup with a goofy ass screen, and every time I brake at or near 100%, which overheats the front tires, especially with ABS, which causes more understeer. But like watching the replays, it only happens sometimes when I like really am like, I don't know how slow I need to go through this corner. Most of the time, it's like in between 60 and 80%, which is where you want it to be. And even then, it still understeers. So it's a combination of me being a silly bitch and something up with the setup.
Also remember that when you're braking, you are basically asking your front tires can only do one job. They can either mostly brake or mostly turn, which is why you trail brake into going into corners. So when you hit the brakes to start slowing down for a corner, you're asking the front tires to start slowing the car down. But if you try and turn in, the car doesn't want to turn in if you keep on the brakes. So you bleed off the brakes to trail brake, which lightens the load, which first off lightens the load of braking on the front tires so they have a much easier time turning in, but also makes it so you aren't just like completely fucking up the weight balance of the car. So your tires can only do mostly one job. They'll either mostly slow down the car or they'll mostly turn the car.
Yeah, I know. I fucking yeah. I do trail braking like in all of the corners that require braking at least. Um, it's just like to different degrees, I guess. And like it's exactly that. I'm expecting like when I'm trailing off the brakes, I'm expecting the rear to give me more rotation than it's giving me. Um, and that is why I'm like getting a little bit going a little bit wide in some exits. Especially through like the entrance like into the Nurburgring proper, like that first sector, like on the proper Nurburgring. That sector is like hellish in this car compared to the previous one. because like that one, the previous one felt really nimble through there. Like you were able to like really chuck it around those tight corners. But this one you kind of gotta like nudge it in the direction you want it to go. Um, and like it overall feels like unresponsive. But that can be adjusted with like brake bias stuff, I'm guessing. And
Well,
I can fuck with like traction control.
well, like we've talked about, this track is especially hard to set up for because unlike most tracks where it's just like Spa has like a good amount of like slow corners, high speed corners, long straights, and all that. And it's mostly balanced. Like like there isn't like anything crazy at Spa. The craziest corner is Erouge and Radion. But at this track, we have to try and set up the car for tight corners, hairpins. We have to try and set it up for sweeping corners, fast corners, S's. We have to try and set it up for uphill braking, downhill braking.
And that
It,
long motherfucking straight.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
no, like this track is extremely hard to get a perfect setup for because you're having to set up the car for a bunch of different things. So you either have to set up the car for the long straight and hope you get to make up time there, or you set up the car for the rest of the track for all the corners. And even then, if you try and set it up for a certain corner, it's not going to do good on another corner.
Yeah.
So there's no perfect way to set up a car for this track. This track is just so different and unique that it's extremely hard to get the perfect setup for everything on this track. You kind of have to compromise something. And I think
Well,
setting up
it's
the
certainly
car to be safer is hurting us a little bit because we're having to compromise performance in some of the corners. But for our first outing, I think being safer is better.
yeah, it certainly is safer. Like the only time it really wants to oversteer is when I'm understeering out of the corner and then I'm asking for more rotation because I'm like, oh, I'm going wide. So when I turn the wheel more, then it's willing to accept and then it starts to oversteer.
Yeah, and then you've also
Um,
got oh, what's the corner called? Sweating Cruise, which is that corner after Blick Flats.
right. No, that one feels sketch in this car as well because like it's sketch in a different way. In the first one, it's like when you uh like you lift and turn in and it's still planted, but it's like once like there's like the bit of the elevation change that makes it a little bit unsettled,
It's
but it's
unloading
like
the suspension.
manageable. It's manageable. This one it also feels planted, but like still understeery. So like it's trying to go out. It's trying to wash wide while I want to stay to the left to set up for the next turn, which means that in order to stay to the left, I have to like lift more, which is, like I said, bringing the weight off the rears and making them loose. So I guess that is the only other time that this car really is oversteer is when you like, especially in the high speed corners, like if you do a lot of lifting, it's not going to enjoy it very much. Um, and like, oh, fucking miss hit miss is like really strange because like I nailed it once. The first time I did it, I experienced like a fuck ton of understeer, and then the same thing happened the third time. But the time that I nailed it, I thought I had braked way too much for that corner. So I think that overall, I finding that I gotta just brake more and like earlier than usual. Um, and like it feels weird, but that also is because like this is my first time properly driving the new setup, so there's just some getting used to.
And like I said, this is our first year of this race, so it's gonna be far from perfect. Jimmy Broadbent
Yeah.
didn't win his races on the first year.
No. I just know that we have it in us.
We do. It might just not be this year. Besides, next year we get to drive a new car.
True. We are like a little bit the underdogs with this fucking car.
Which I think what I might do next year is just... I might honestly just allow us to run a bunch of cars. Which honestly, after this race, I might also allow that. Just like for the whatever race we run, let the drivers decide what car they want to run.
Yeah, I think we originally picked this car because it was just like the car that we all felt the most comfortable with, right? I didn't feel comfortable with it, but that's because I haven't touched iRacing at that point.
And then you break
Um,
out.
oh, brake as well. But like, oh, hello, Understate. Yeah, I think strangely the Porsche more often than not is like not a great choice for the races we do. Like for Bathurst, the choice was like the BMW, and then for here, the choice is also the BMW. The BMW seems to be like, I don't know.
Well, I will say this about Porsche, and I'm going off of ACC here because ACC is a strictly GT3 racing sim, and I had spent enough time in that sim to learn what the meta is. The meta in that game is, unironically, the Aston Martin GT3, which we don't have in this game because it's a Fanatec GT World Challenge and WEC car. We don't have it in IMSA, I think. We might have it in IMSA. I'll look while I'm complaining. But the other meta car for beginners, because this is for beginners, like if you're just starting out in ACC, these are the cars you use. There's either the Aston Martin or the M4. Those are the two GT3s that everybody told you to drive if you were just starting out.
Yeah, I did not do that. I did the McLarens because I was doing the G Challenge a couple of years ago.
Well, the McLarens were actually up there in like decent beginner cars, but they weren't like the top picks. The top picks were easily the BMW and the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin higher.
I will say that ACC and iRacing feel very different.
Oh, that no, they do. They do, 100%. Not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah, I actually don't know which sim I have more time in at this point. I know
Probably
that I've
at this
like
point iRacing.
probably actually for sure just in like the fucking like with practice and the endurance races that we've done, probably iRacing.
Yeah. Also, yeah. IMSA does have the Aston Martin. I don't know why we don't have it then. That's weird.
I don't know.
Han doesn't even have a fucking logo, dude. On the IMSA website, it's just grayed out.
What?
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, this morning, somebody on Twitter confirmed that the Corvette is going to be one of the cars that gets added in June.
Nice. I haven't tried a lot of the other GT3 cars. I've only tried the Porsche for, or not the Porsche, the Ferrari for the Ferrari challenge.
Yeah, I've done the Ferrari. Let me look what else. So if I search GT3, so I have the M4, I have the 296, I have the Lamborghini, and I have the Porsche.
Okay.
All of them feel fine. The M4 I think is the most safe.
It is front engine, so
Yeah,
that does make sense.
the Ferrari, I feel like, is in like that middle category. Same with the Lamborghini. The Porsche I've always loved because I am a Porsche.
Yeah, Porsches are great. But yeah, there's a lot more in terms of prep that we can do for these races. It just, yeah, like just trying the different cars after the BOP to see how they are on fuel, like how they are just on the baseline setup on the track. Yeah. Really overslowing. Ay. That Granada zone works. Holy shit.
There we go. It's official.
Hmm?
I just posted an announcement in the Racer's Den. I will send this on stream, just because. Starting in June, we will be switching away from strictly using the Porsche 911 GT3 for sports car racing. We won't be permanently retiring the car, rather we'll be allowing the drivers to have a choice in what car we have the race we're running. To say for Watkins Glen, we want to run the M4, then we run the M4. Or if we run Fuji and we want to run the Audi, then we run the Audi. We will no longer be using the same car for an entire year before switching. The same goes for Hypercar, GT4, Touring Car, or any other race with multiple choices in car. So after the Nurburgring, and technically after Indy, we will no longer be locked down to just using this car.
Okay.
Which I feel like might be a relief for some people.
I honestly don't care because I've been only driving this car early. But I can get used to whatever. As long as it's fast, honestly, I don't really mind.
Just the thing to keep in mind since we're gonna be doing this, because honestly, I feel like this is a good step forward to number one, allowing the team a better chance at winning races and getting better results. But number two, make it so it's not so stale for the drivers. Because if we're running the same car every fucking race for an entire fucking year, I feel like the team is just gonna grow bored of driving the same fucking car. And then they're not gonna want to become disinterested.
That's fair.
So I feel like doing this is a good step in the right direction for that reason. And so after this race, the next sports car race we do, which will be the 6 Hours of the Glen, we'll be able to run whatever car we want.
The Glen.
Which is my home track. And I will be, and the funny thing is, I'll probably be running the race, but the week after, I'll be going to the real life race.
Fuck.
So like, one weekend I'll be fucking running the race. The next weekend I'll be fucking going to the race in person.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
So you are now 9.846 seconds off the fastest lap. So you're pretty close to like a 25, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't. Well, the guys at the top are likely running low fuel, so
Probably.
like I'm not too upset. With this understeer, I don't know how to fucking fight it in those corners.
Well, okay, there's two ways that we can remedy the understeer.
I don't want to make it more like slippery, just because like I don't know, like I want us to keep all four wheels on the track. It doesn't matter if we're fast, if we're crashing. I'm just whining like a little bitch.
Well, okay, so no, there is a way we can remedy the understeer a little bit. So we can either reduce the grip that the rear wheels have, or increase the grip that the front wheels have.
Which there are ways to do that, like without changing the setup. I can like mess with brake bias and stuff.
Yeah, try using some brake bias adjustment. I think if you bring the brakes more forward, I think it makes it more oversteering. But that only affects it for braking though.
Yeah, but if you're trail braking through a corner. Oh, give me that rotation, baby.
Yeah, so I feel like for corners like these, having a little bit more rotation helps.
Yeah, for sure.
What if we tried like raising the rear ride heights a little bit? Because then that would make it so. Because when I had to adjust the rear wing, I had to increase the ride height to offset the downforce, the extra downforce.
I moved the brake bias forward a little bit, just a few clicks. I thought forward made it safer, but I might be reversing them in my brain.
I'm thinking like, if I want to make it a little less understeery, I think their best bet is just to increase the grip on the front tires. Because we're already putting so much downforce in the rear tires, and I feel like if we try and increase the grip in the rear, it's just going to make it more oversteery than we'd want it to be.
Yeah, just something to make these front tires bite a little bit more. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, moving it forward that did not help.
Well, yeah, moving the brake bias only affects it when it's braking. If you're just like rolling through a corner like those corners, it's not going to do anything.
Oh, I'm not rolling through those corners.
Well, I roll for those corners because you can.
Well, the final corner, you can like just, it's just a lift. But like that whole series of corners, I don't know about rolling.
Well, that set of corners is really tricky because you have this long downhill, like zigzag section that shoots up a hill really quickly, like a roller coaster. Then you have to brake for a
Ah,
set of
dude.
corners that just get the radius of them gets tighter and tighter. It's like a bunch of S's, but each S is like the radius of the corner gets tighter. So that set of corners is really tricky, especially for the setup of it. Just really scary.
You can have some balls through those corners now, though. I like that. Oh God!
I'm back.
Hello.
Oh, the understeer though, you absolute penis.
Right, I'ma try again.
All
It
right.
updated everything. Please work.
I
For
will
the
not.
love of God, please work. Then not, I'm gonna probably drink fucking bleach.
That is the solution to all problems. Ooh, a little bit wide. I'm wide.
Kom schon.
Yeah. Oh, I was way faster through that section, but it doesn't matter because I was already like 2 seconds down on my previous time because I'm a silly bitch.
Loading error 22. Go fuck off and.
What's happening?
Please contact technical support. Yes, and how do I do this?
Hello?
Ooh, a couple of
Hello?
GT3s in front of you. That BMW is kind of going slow. Be careful of him. He's number 771. Do you have a lap?
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Found a way past that silly bitch.
771. So, okay, there he is. He's a Brazilian driver. His fastest lap time is an 8:33.65.
That's all right. We all start somewhere.
Currently, your
Oh,
fastest lap
yes!
time is an
Suck!
8:25.55. Your fastest lap time is an 8:25.55.
Somehow in those last few sectors, I made up 2 seconds worth of time, but I was already like 2.5 seconds down. So I'm still half a second down.
This car in front of you, his fastest lap time is an 8:29.88.
Oh, righty. Maybe if I don't absolutely bone these last few corners like I did last time. Oh, there's the oversteer exactly when I didn't want it. Oh well.
Error message. Error fuck. I can't.
Sir!
So your
Sir!
Right side, clear on the
so
right.
your last lap time was an 8:26.47.
Yeah, well, it's consistent. The only problem is I'm consistently making mistakes. Because I'll be like 2 seconds faster in like the second half of the circuit, but then super slow in the first half. I like the I like the brake bias that I have on it right now, which is whatever the fuck this means. What is it? Negative 0.48. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is.
Let me see. You set it to 49.52%. So if I'm remembering
Okay.
correctly, that's like more frontward.
Oh, it's a little bit rear.
Oh, it's a little rear. Okay.
Just a
I
teeny
don't
bit rear.
fucking remember. I'm like, oh, is it this or this? I don't fucking remember.
I think that well, usually you want it to be more to the rear, or this. I'm losing my mind. Googling how brake bias works.
How fast is the support team to replay on emails?
They're actually pretty fast. They're not like they won't respond in like 5 minutes, obviously, but they respond
It's
in
true.
they respond within like an hour, easily.
You will wait 5 to 10 business years.
No, I have sent iRacing quite a few support emails. Honestly, some of them were to like get some issues figured out on my end, and also some of them were just to
Mm.
report some bugs because I do report quite a few bugs to iRacing. Um, and I also send in a few suggestions, and they typically respond within the same day if it's not too late in the day, which you are still fine. It's like 2 in the afternoon over here, and I think they close at like 5 in the afternoon, so you still got time. And most
I've
likely they'll.
only ever sent them a support message once, and it was like during the holidays, and my dad gifted me like an iRacing account because he was like, I know you like your racing. Here's an iRacing account, and I was like, hey, that's pretty dope. But it was in his name, so I'd be driving around as Bill Wynn instead of me. So I contacted support and I was like, hey, is there a way to change the name? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, I'll just get my own account then. I've later found out that there is a way to change it for like privacy reasons, but not just because like I don't it's wonkalicious, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I know one of the people in the server actually, who's going by the name of Shadow Wolf in here. The main reason why he isn't joining the iRacing team is because his iRacing account has his real name, and he doesn't want that to be a part of like broadcasts and stuff.
Sorry, I zoned out for like 10 seconds. What's happening?
So, and actually, one of the people in the server, Shadow Wolf, the only reason he's not joining the team is simply because his iRacing account has his real name, and he doesn't want that.
Oh,
Like, if he wants to join the team, he wants his name changed. So maybe you'll have to let him know how to do that.
there is a way to change it for privacy reasons. Like I know that for a fact because there are people that have done it. Like even fucking didn't Lazarus didn't he change his iRacing name for privacy reasons?
He
Because like his name,
he actually made a new account and set that as his name.
well, it's whatever on the card that you're using to pay, right? Is what they said as the name.
I don't remember. I made my account like
That's not.
4 years ago, so I don't remember.
Hmm, I don't know. I that's what I've seen. So like I don't know how that happens. I know that you can like contact them and be like, hey, for privacy reasons, I would like to change my name. But the way that I told them was not that. I was just like, hey, my dad gave me an account. I just want to change it to my name instead of my dad. And they were like, no. Very sad. But if you
Don't
wanted
do
to do it for privacy reasons, God fucking damn it.
it.
If you wanted to do it for privacy reasons, though, there is a way. I just am stupid.
Yeah, well, you'll have to tell Shadow Wolf about that because I know that if he was able to change his name, he would be interested in joining.
Dope.
Which would be nice because right now Lazarus is having internet issues and he's trying his best to get it figured out. But it might hinder him if he tries to run the Coke 600.
Hmm. Would interesting. Would Shadow also be like an oval driver, or would
He
or
does a
is
lot of NASCAR stuff, yeah.
okay? That makes sense.
Unlike Lazarus, he isn't really interested in sports car. But
That's fair. That's fair.
but Lazarus has expressed extreme interest in doing sports car.
That would
Did
be
it
pretty
send?
epic.
Send. I did a capture. Come on.
Oh my God.
My
You're
nerves.
you're fighting for your life.
I will say honestly, if Nexius, and don't feel bad when I say this, if you can't get that figured out, I think we'll just back out for this year. Because honestly, um if it wasn't for the length of this race, I honestly wouldn't want just two people to do this race.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious, though.
It would, but in the end, you'll be hating yourself.
True.
Because you would essentially have to be driving 12 hours all split apart. Because there's only two drivers, and in total, you both are going to end up driving 12 hours. Which is going to be grueling and painful. So,
Hmm.
honestly, if you can't get it figured out, we'll back out. We won't run this year. But honestly, don't feel bad because this track is already so difficult. And I feel like honestly we kind of jumped in the deep end with this race a
I
little
was
bit.
gonna say, this race requires a lot more prep than we actually gave it. Um, like, I don't know. I've done tons and tons and tons of laps around this track at this point, but I still don't feel ready for the race.
Yeah. I,
Um,
like honestly, if we're still good to go by tomorrow, then we'll still run it because
yeah,
3 people is enough to run this. It's a cutting it close, but 3 people should be enough. Ideally, I would have liked to gotten 4 people for this race,
Mm.
but if we can't run it, it's no big deal because this race is already hard enough. We're cutting it close with 3 people, and by the sounds of it, not everybody's fully ready for this. So
I
again,
know that with like prep, we could be fucking fast and consistent. We're just like we are jumping into the deep end, which if we, I think that we can definitely finish the race. I don't know where we'll finish though, is my thing.
yeah, and not to throw you under the bus, Nexius, but you are also coming back into sim racing after you said a hiatus.
Yeah.
So like,
That's true.
again, don't feel bad if we don't run this race because you can't get
Mm.
Hershey figured out. Besides, the next sports car race running.
What the fuck happened? Huh?
He died. He died. He's dead.
Somebody came
Murder
over
happened.
iRacing chat and made the most batshit random noise.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, dude?
Clip that and send it in the Discord when you can.
Let me go to
What is-
Twitch.
What the fuck happened?
Let me go to Twitch. Fucking hell. That caught me so off guard, dude. Oh, fucking hell. Clip. I gotta go back and grab it. But no. don't feel bad if we're not going to run this race. The
Yeah.
next race we're going to be running anyways is Watkins Glen.
Mhm.
That one will be significantly easier than this one. Not only because it's just like it's only 6 hours, but like the Glen is so much easier to learn. It's
Yeah.
tricky in certain parts, but it's a fun, good track. 10 out of 10.
Like, I said to you yesterday or
So,
today.
like,
Yeah, let's
again,
do. Fuck.
Don't
Speaking.
feel bad if we
Yesterday.
don't run this race because you can't get it figured out.
About.
Besides, the next sports
Um.
car race we're
Yeah,
running,
like that with. I just came back to iRacing and so on. That I'm
He died. He's dead.
not ready for the Nurburgring.
Murder happened.
iRacing chat and made the most
Something like
Yeah.
that.
random noise.
This fucking race.
So, like,
This goddamn
again,
race.
Don't feel bad if so. Like,
That's true.
again,
I don't know if
don't feel.
we might not be ready, but I still feel like we should try.
Yeah, no. If he can get his issue figured out by tomorrow, then we'll still run it. But if he can't figure it out, we'll willingly just step away from this race or this year.
Yeah. Like even if this race is a disaster, I think that it'll be such like a cool experience to be able to like participate in. So yeah, it would be cool if we can. But honestly, like I don't know if I'm ready either because I think I am still like one of the least experienced people on this team. I'm like a little baby. I'm really bad
Okay,
at
no,
wheel to
fuck
wheel
you. You
racing.
can't say that. No, shut up. You may not have a lot of time in iRacing compared to like me or Mark, but you are one of the fastest fucking drivers on this fucking team.
Right, but I am stupid.
So am I.
You underestimate my stupidity. I dude, in the last two big events, I have made like such stupid mistakes early on. In Sebring, I kind of could forgive it because it was in the wet and I just like I hit the brake just a tiny bit too much and I locked the fronts and destroyed the person in front of me.
Well, then there
Um,
is the Road America 500, which honestly
then there was that
it's
one.
just a 1989 race car. You have to drive it so specifically compared to the modern GTs.
Yeah, but like I still make like a lot of silly mistakes, especially in like wheel to wheel racing. My my like perception of cars around me is not the greatest.
Well, you're
So
also
like
running singles. You don't run triples or VR. That's your other big problem.
true. I could run VR, but I'm not gonna lie. I did some practice. I was able to stay like at the same speed. It first of all was like a lot scarier going like at the end of the main straight, this fucking like this tight turn barreling towards you. That's an insane experience in VR. But like I'm able to be roughly where I am on pace. But the issue is I get nauseous because I'm expecting to feel like just something, but I don't feel anything. But that shit is moving a lot.
Oh no, trust me, I'm the same way. And the difference is I've actually done real life motorsport, but I don't get motion sick in VR. So like whenever I'm driving like my dirt cars, especially when I'm driving my modified, I unintentionally by habit, my brain's been trained to do this. Every time I go through the corner, I lean my body and my head to the left. So, and since I'm racing in a real racing seat designed for race cars, a Kirky seat, my head like rests up against the head bolster every time.
This is a real thing. Fucking like Cameron Doss, he talks about how like his helmet used to like not fit him like around the cheek area. So whenever he would go through a turn, he would like push on it with his tongue. And so whenever he drives in sim racing without a helmet on, whenever he goes through a corner, he pushes on his cheek with his tongue, and it's like just muscle memory. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, I that is something that does happen. Like even with me, I do it unintentionally. I don't even think about it. I notice it,
Yeah,
but I don't think about it.
that is very interesting. I've done like a tiny bit of like I've done go-karting and I've like test driven a Formula 4 and I think it was a Hellcat. I don't remember if it was a Hellcat or a Demon, It was one of those two, but I got to test drive them around the like the Bondurons circuit, which was very very cool experience. I don't think I was very fast because that was like years ago, but
Right.
I did not get motion sick there, but I do get motion sick in the headset, which is the strangest thing ever. I think that also might just be because I haven't been on VR that much. I used to get motion sick so much when I started playing, and then it went away after I got used to it. But I just haven't been on. I guess I haven't been doing a lot of like super. I don't know what the I haven't been doing a lot of movement in VR, so that fucking a lot of the time I'm just sitting still in VR chat, just chilling. I'm not hurtling towards a fucking corner
Right.
at Mock Jesus.
But also the difference is the cars that I drive go 100 miles an hour on average around most tracks. Like
Yeah,
anything above, like I want to say anything above a 3/8 mile dirt oval on up, we're averaging 100 miles an hour easily.
dear Jesus.
Yeah. So like no matter what car you drive, it's not gonna be like what I drive. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
like I've told you before, people underestimate oval racing, especially Europeans. They just think, oh, all you do is turn left and that's it. It's not that easy. It's not that fucking easy.
this motherfucker made me go into a fucking test session with an old Indy car around Daytona, and then I touched the white line and
You
I
touched the
died.
yellow line. Yeah, you touched the yellow line, the DW12 Delara car. You're fucking dead. Like there's
I died.
no disputing that. You're gonna crash. And just
The
remember
inference
how
of
high the
give.
force feedback was.
Oh my God, I thought I would break my wrists.
Uh
It
huh.
wasn't even that that made me break my wrists. Like fucking what the worst that I've ever had with my goddamn wheels was when we were in like the modern Indy car around Indy, and I fucking was trying to slow down for the fucking like the goddamn the
Oh
the
shit.
pit, and I oversteered into the wall like a dipshit, and then my wheel yanked. Oh, that hurt so bad.
Well, you're also on a
Oh my,
direct drive wheel.
yeah, this bitch does not forgive.
No, I've seen clips of people like using direct drive wheels and then they end up like having their fucking like somebody will just like, oh, this person pisses me off, I'm gonna fucking hit them with my car, and then they fucking crash into them and it jerks the wheel out of their hand and it fucking like nearly breaks their fucking hand. Like it direct drive wheels you have to be careful with. They're not a joke.
Yeah, like even though we're like in our rooms with our goofy ass fake cars, that doesn't mean that you cannot get hurt.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You can still get hurt with these things. No, that's my advice to anybody looking to buy a direct drive wheel. Be careful because they will fucking hurt you if you're not careful. If you don't know what you're doing. Word of advice: if you get into a crash, take your fucking hands off the wheel. That's what we do in real life. You may not see it all the time, and like if you go watch a crash video, you may not see them do that, but you want to. If you get into a crash, take your hands off the wheel. Even better, if you want to be more realistic, cross your arms with putting your hands on your shoulders and just cross your arms. Like the fucking like, oh, what's that fucking movie? The Black Panther. I think that's like their thing.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, basically do that. Where they cross their arms against their chest. Just do that. That's what we do. That is no lie what we do.
Public service announcement. Don't crash, please.
So yeah, no, if you don't want to get fucked by a direct drive, just take your hands off the wheel when you get into a crash. It's not something
I
you want to hurt you.
Yeah, I do that. The only problem is then I like sometimes okay, Oh God, there are so many times where I'm like, I crash and I get frustrated. I just put my fucking hands on my head, and I'm just like, and then because I'm not fucking holding my brakes, the car will roll back onto the track, and then I'll get boned a second time.
And then you have somebody pissed off at you.
Yeah, they fucking like they call you an idiot, and then you
They, they,
feel
they
like,
just they just get on the mic and they're like, "You fucking idiot! You came back onto the track."
uh, iRacing is special. Um, well, I'm gonna set up my goddamn monitor so I don't have to like pray to Jesus that something is. Everything looks so much further away than it actually is
Oh yeah,
with
no.
with the
Especially if you
setup.
have your FOV wrong.
Oh yeah.
Which is why, personally, it's why I race in VR, because I have to actually move my monitors to get them where I want them to be every time I want to go into the sim. So at this point, it's just easier for me to, because I can't keep them in a consistent spot. It's just easier for me to do VR.
That makes sense. Well, I think I gotta head out.
All right.
My dad
All
told
right.
me that we had to leave around 11, and it is currently 11:12.
Oh shit.
I don't know what's happening, but I do know that we gotta leave soon. So I'm gonna go change into proper clothes and then see what's happening. But good
He's
luck.
naked.
Anyways, I hope that you get the issue sorted out, Exis.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, not a big deal if we don't. There's a lot of races this year.
And besides, we have next year to run the Nurburgring. We're definitely not full as prepared as we should be for this race.
The only one that like we actually spent like a lot of time preparing for was Daytona.
Honestly,
That
yeah.
one we spent so much time prepping for that. Which makes sense. It was like the first race and is also like one of the biggest out of all of these. So
And then we got
yeah.
lazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I just want to go fast.
I want to go soon.
Oh, hey, just remember we've got a few races coming up after this: the Coke 600, Indy 500, Watkins Glen, Brickyard 400. I mean, the next 24-hour race we run is Spot 24. That will be
Oh,
a
I
fun
can't wait
race.
for that one.
Then we got the Indy 6-hour, Bristol 500, which is NASCAR. There's the MX 500, which is MX5s around Bristol. Then there's Crandon. Jacob, I do know you wanted to do that one, the Crandon
Yeah.
race. Um, then there's
I want
Knoxville.
to do everything I can. I just like I want to drive.
Yeah. Then there's Knoxville, which you're gonna have fun with Knoxville.
Oh my God.
um, then there's the Bristol 1000, Bathurst 1000, which that would be a fun track, a fun race, and we only need like 2 people to do it, I think,
Yes.
because that's what they do in real life Fiat supercars. There's Petite Le Mans. Then there's the Formula Ford Festival, which is at Brands Hatch at the Indy layout. So it's just a little like sausage layout, sausage looking layout.
Mm.
Sausage.
Then there's
It's so sad.
then there's a Fuji 8-hour, which actually I'm pretty excited for the Fuji 8-hour because Fuji's a really cool track and it's really beautiful.
I
Mm.
have never driven on it, so that'll be an experience.
Well, do you know of like the racetrack?
I know of it. I've just never driven on it.
Well, here, let me show you one of my favorite pictures from this track. I'll post it in Race with Den. Because
Oh,
really, this track, I think, has to be one of the most beautiful racetracks.
are we about to get some weeb moments?
No. But look in Noma, look in Racer's Den. That's the view you get from the track. You get to, like, literally, you are 25 kilometers away from Mount Fuji at this racetrack.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it's a beautiful track, really, really beautiful. There's the SCCA runoffs, which that's at VIR, and there's 6 classes of car, but they haven't announced what those cars will be, and they probably won't until like later in the year. There's the Winter Derby, which is super late models, asphalt oval. Then the final race of the year is the Chili Bowl, which that's dirt midgets. Which I honestly, Jacob, I would be surprised if you could even get into the qualifying for that race, if you could get into the A main. Because my brother tried, and I'll have to try and get him in here sometime to tell you what that's like. Because I don't remember every detail, but it's like you have to get through like a large amount of like mains. So like in real life racing, we have the A main, which is like the main race, but then all the extra cars get sorted into the B main. The Chili Bowl typically has all the way to the G main in real life. So you have to get, so I don't know what it is in iRacing, but you have to get through all the mains to try and get to the A main. I'm pretty sure what that's like.
Huh.
So, but I'll have to get my brother in because he tried to run it last year and couldn't get in.
Oh my god.
But another race we are going to be running 100% is the iRacing MS charity race. We're gonna run that. Like, that is without a doubt because it's 2.4 hours. They've already announced the cars.
Oh.
And it's really interesting.
Good or bad interesting?
Hard to say, actually.
Okay.
They haven't said what the track is, but I feel like it's gonna be Le Mans because that's what they did last year, unless they do something different. It's gonna be GT3s and street stocks.
What the fuck? All right.
The entry level, like fucking oval cars that you could run in this game.
Right.
So it's gonna be basically high end, multi-$1,000 sports cars next to street stocks, which are, if I remember correctly, cost like around $10,000 I thought on the high end in real life.
This is going to be carnage. Absolute destruction. There's going to be a fucking street stock car parked on an apex, and it will be the end of everything.
But also keep in mind, the MS Charity race is 100% a race that you can do with one person or two.
Nice. We could run multiple teams.
Yeah, you could totally run the race by yourself, but we could also run teams of 2 for that race easily. That's what I did last year, actually. And last year it was also interesting, but it wasn't like this kind of interesting. Last year it was the GTP cars, which at the time it was only the Cadillac and the BMW. The Acura and the Porsche weren't in the game yet. Then there's the GT1 class, not GT3, GT1. And that entailed the Aston Martin DBR9 and the Corvette C6R. So, like, early 2000s.
If I remember correctly, the GT1 cars were weapons.
Oh, yeah, no, they were fucking scary cars. They are fast. But yeah, it was so basically like early 2000s IMSA racing. But then you also had the GR86, which is what me and one of my friends ultimately decided to run. And yeah, that car suffered. Like, more suffer than if we were to send it to the front lines during World War I and II and then bring it back to race it for an hour.
Just call it extensive durability testing.
That car went through a lot, 100%. But no, after this race, just remember next races will be the Coke 600. If we can get Lazarus' issue sorted out, and then the Indy 500, which may not happen.
I almost certainly cannot do it because I will not be in the country during when that happens, unless I am able to like take some semblance of a setup. What I don't even know, like if I really, really wanted to do it, I could like bring a controller and try and do it on a controller, but
No,
I don't think that that is
that's just a
a great
death sentence.
idea. It would be funny.
But for sure, the next race we'll be running is the Glen.
Yippee!
But since starting in June, we'll be allowing people to run whatever car they want for that race, and not locking them down to just the Porsche. I'm curious to see what car we end up running for that race.
Yay! This means that like we can go off and like individually test each of the cars and see which one we feel goodest.
Yeah, and also remember, we're getting the Corvette by June.
True.
And we may also, and if what the iRacing dev blog says is true, we're also getting the Mustang at the same time.
That would
We'll have
actually be very
access.
dope.
We'll have
Oh my
access to the
God,
Corvette and the Mustang.
we have to do the Mustang at Glenmo.
Well, we got to figure out like what we want to do.
You right.
But once
you right.
But once June hits, no, we're no longer being restricted and locked down to the Porsche for an entire year.
Our poor baby.
But for the Glen, I will say probably best to do three people, and each person gets a single double fuel stint. So fuel stints running back to back. So everybody will get 2 fuel stints essentially.
That makes sense.
Or we can run teams of 2, where where 2 people get 3 fuel stints.
I am happy either way.
Yeah, but regardless, the Glen will be a lot easier race to run because it's only 6 hours,
Yes.
and we can get away with doing 2 people for that race, for sure.
Yes. Well, I definitely gotta go now.
All right.
Fucking have fun. Don't do war crimes. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Actually, hold up. One moment. Just wait a minute. Just hold. Hold. The boom. I'm losing
Oh
it.
god, bye bye.
I wish I could get who's now last ask about it.
Yeah. iRacing actually replied
See?
already.
Told you they would respond real quickly.
But I have one problem.
Yeah.
English.
Okay.
My English, I do not understand what the fuck they want me to do. Something with the control panel. Add/remove program.
Oh, Windows control panel.
Like CMD.
No, that's
Or
different.
what?
Okay.
How do I get that?
Real quick, I'm gonna